sure if I'm really qualified to enlighten all of you. I just saw me in the first presentation in lighting the Kutivalaku. I did it on the third attempt, whereas all these guys, including the students here, did it at first attempt. So maybe I'm not the first or the best person to do that. So let me start with a small one message I received early in the morning, 2:30, from a friend of mine. The question said, "What is love? Explain in detail," for 16 marks. Yeah. The art student, and again I'm talking to all of you because we had a discussion with the student and various options in career they talked about. The art student said, "Love is life." Yeah. So they gave 4 out of 16 for that. The law student said, "Love is pain." 5 out of 16, practical experience. Engineering student, love is an undefinable equation, unrequited, doesn't have an answer, doesn't have a real solution. 6 out of 16. And today is the internal paper presentation for biomedical students. So the biomedical student said, and the commerce student between, okay, they said, "Love is God, answer to everything." So that got 7 marks. But this answer came in from, you'll guess which one. It said, "It is a serious disorder of heart due to relationship between man and women that can cause death and lack of mobility in one or both, depending on the resistance associated." It's got 2 types, one-sided and two-sided. The age group, the band, it usually occurs in teenagers, but normally can be found at any age. Never too late. Rose was surprised. Symptoms: tension, daydreaming, insomnia, phone addiction. Diagnosis: diaries, mobiles, photographs. Treatment: this therapy by either the mother or father by the sandals or the principal. Sweet children, sweet words. Okay, and this obviously came from the biomedical students. So that is my. So I normally don't do guest lectures because guest lectures are 3Ds, dull, drab, and dreary. Yeah, and I think I should make your day dismal by starting this 3-day conference with a dull speech. I had a nice presentation which is loaded somewhere, and I hope somewhere I'll present it. But greetings to all of you on Formra Quest 2016. A big hand to all of you for a fantastic. So my first, as Indu said, I am an EHS professional. So sit back, relax. I know you are on the edge of the seats, want to listen, but be ergonomic. Sit back, relax, give a back support. Number 4 or 5, cervical give support. Otherwise, you'll have neck and back problems. Don't blame me, but are you sitting ergonomically and working comfortably? That's the first thing. Okay, so a journey of 1,000 miles begins with single step, right? And before you take the step, you must be aware that there's nothing that can get you to fall anywhere. Okay? So I'll talk about myself. I am a happily married guy, unlike the sailors who have a wife on every port. One wife, two sons. We always wanted a girl, and my wife wanted to adopt a girl child. And there was all that pressure, that normal pressure that comes. Finally, we couldn't convince the society and parents, so we adopted a girl dog. So we have a dog called Google, eternal search engine. She's a beagle, and we have a nice place in Tiranga where we stay. You talked about my interests, so yes, I am a very interesting guy. I can't stay in the same place for more than 2 minutes, so somewhere I keep moving and filming it. But I always keep doing different things. So when I talk about my career also, and I know that you are in different fields, and today you have a potpourri of students having various functional and academic opportunities here, and we spoke to some of the biomedical students in the morning, and they talked about their first love. And can you guess which of the biomedical students' first love was biomedical? Of the 14 people we met, the country that invented this great number called 0. So always wanted to do something else. So it's likewise in life. When I completed I was in school in a place called Ahmedabad, the land of Mahatma Gandhi. The first role in life I did was playing a role of Mahatma Gandhi, which was interesting because I was inspired by him in various ways. Like the difference between Kunnukodi Vaidyanathan and Mahatma Gandhi. Anybody knows this difference? Kunnukodi Vaidyanathan and Mahatma Gandhi difference? Crack this, sharp students. Who was Kunnukodi Vaidyanathan? He was a violinist. And Mahatma Gandhi was a Non-violence. So I did a kind of role there, but this is where I came from. I graduated and completed my 12th and had great options. I got an opportunity from 2 medical colleges. It's called the VS and BJ, good medical colleges in Gujarat. I also went for an interview at architecture college, School of Architecture. It is CEPT, very popular, and most of the guys in Mudra, the guys who do technology things are in there. So I was a tough interview, and one of the challenges somebody asked me today was, how do you face interviews? The first interview question was, how many sides does a cube have? So I'm not sure between 6 and 7. I said 7, 6 and 8. I said 8, 7. They took me because it was a co-ed school, and the girl whose principal or the director kind of said this guy should be taken. So I got that also. I also got into a couple of engineering colleges, and I had a various set of options, but I chose to do engineering, and I did chemical in a college called BITS Pilani. I suffered through 4 years of college doing what I wanted to do, doing what my parents wanted me to do. So the reason I took this college and this stream was because my parents thought it is the thing for me. Because they'd seen some uncle of mine who had done some work here and studied here and taught here and thought it was a good place. So I also bowed to parental pressure, the typical pressure that all of you in Tamil Nadu face before you came into this college, doing what you wanted not to do, but what your parents wanted to do. I also did that. But after that, I did an MBA, and then after that, I have been doing various roles. And I began with my first role. It was in a company called Gharda Chemicals. Gharda Chemicals, I was in a tech transfer role. Tech transfer, in a sense, scale-ups, identifying, doing products on the lab scale. So you have this test tube pilots, you have pilots, and then you are able to implement on the big scale. So doing in a lab is simple. In a 10-liter flask with pipette, burette, and all that stuff, you can do whatever you want. You can do all the heuristics theoretically, do everything, and then go on to the field. But when you come into the big field, into the actual industry, when you come into the plant, into the reactors, into the vacuum pumps, into the entire thing, it becomes a different challenge altogether to implement and commission. So I had this beautiful approach of the tech transfer R&D science and technology student who used to tell the people in manufacturing what to do. And I was very young at that time, like 21 I think, and telling them what it was very confidently, they were very impressed. But the problem was, it didn't work. Industry is not so simple, it is complicated. So getting the products to scale up in the way that wanted was not so simple. So they did some strategy. After some years, they decided that the best way is to get this guy, this confident guy, into manufacturing. So they pulled me into manufacturing and said, please implement all that you're saying, which is the different challenge. So it is good to theorize, good to talk big things, and all of us will tell you also good yarn, but it's always difficult to implement. So that's again the industry. It is a real testing for all of us to really be able to implement all the things that we talk about. All the theory you learn in colleges, all the techniques, technology that you learn, how do you implement it? But I think it is a good experience and exposure to actually work with your hands, to be able to commission equipment, to be able to do products, to be able to do processes, to be able to actually really live the industry's technical thing the way that you want. I understood one thing, it was all about processes. So understanding the processes, highly hazardous chemicals, handling chlorination, bromination, cyanation, which can kill, maim, harm, was all that done. And also used to be a shift engineer in the night shift. So one of the things that happens in the night shift across industries, anybody knows about productivity levels comparison between night shift, second shift and first shift? Anybody wants to take a guess? How is the productivity in the night shift? Who's that? Perfect, it will be more. It will be far, far better. It is the best productivity in the night shift. So night shift, in 2 hours, they can do what others accomplish in 8 hours. And the rest of the 6 hours, what do? Yeah? So that is mastering the techniques of this. So one of the opportunities I had was, I had a set of people who do things fast but not well and go to sleep. So I said, here, let me also do it myself. I used the, let me understand it. So I actually did the entire, I was called the Ratoga Raja. My name is Shankar Raja, they call me Ratoga Raja. I was to understand all the operations myself, and that gave a good command to be able to do things the right way, get things done the right way, and keep all of them awake. So after that, I never let them sleep at all. That's the reputation I had. This is in Gujarat, in a place where they have this ways of celebrating. But the ways of celebrating in Gujarat is different. So what we used to do, we used to have what is called this pakoda, gota. It's called the bhaji, nice bhaji. So every month I set them a challenge to do things right. And if they do things right on the first day of the month, we have a celebration of bhaji and fried chili. So that was a celebration we had, which became a big event. And if they managed to do what was required, scale up the batches, get production out, we had a celebration. Otherwise, they didn't. So the challenge was to ensure that, and it's not a great masterchef preparation, it is simple to make bhaji. Put it in maida, put these vegetables, potato, whatever, fried, have chili, get it done, and get it sold. But that is very important was, they built up an aura by which they all love to have this bhaji celebration. So this bhaji celebration, first of the month, provided this delivered, was something they did successfully for 4 years. So that was the big streak we had, where zero defect quality product was delivered month on month just for this bhaji and mirchi in the first of the month. So that was one challenge in piloting scale-ups for tech transfers. My second job was in Asian Paints. And if any of you remember the first mascot of Asian Paints, there's a nice boy made by R.K. Lakshman called Gattu. Anybody heard of him? Gattu? Not seen? If I show you Gattu. The Gattu is something like this. A small boy with bad hair. As you can see it at the back. Gattu. R.K. Lakshman, brother of R.K. Narayan. Okay. The story goes, it was a paint shop where the entire, as madam said, be productive. Productivity was key. It was very important that everybody get good productivity. So how do you get good productivity on the shop floor? It's about packing paints into packs from 5 ml to 50 ml to 1 liter to 10 liter to 200 liters. So the dependency for packing, and we had some norms to ensure that the industrial tension wasn't so high. We had the expectation that every day you must fill this product, this pack, this much quantity. But the problem was the productivity was very low, and it was a highly unionized area, the Tata Samant and gangs, that kind of area, where if you enforce anything, nothing will happen. So what do you do? And there are a lot of issues that could go wrong. The paint industry has a lot of dependencies. It has product from raw material to intermediates. It has product quality. The paint has to be approved, the finish has to be good, the color has to be perfectly matched. That's another challenge. Also, there's packaging material, the machines have to work well, so lot of variables, packaging material has to come. So if you're not able to maintain productivity, there are 100 reasons how things could go wrong. But what do you do? How do you ensure productivity in a unionized culture? So what we did was we had traffic lights, and every day, every end of every shift, we had colors, red, green and amber, with a smiley for the green, a grumpy face for the amber, and a bad, sad, angry man for the red, where you're not meeting the norms. So every day, end of the shift ends around, so end of the shift is 3:30.